Let's go to Endolimax nana. So Endolimax nana has a cross-eyed cyst. Okay, and it also is the smallest amoeba. So its size is approximately the same as a red blood cell. So let's move on to Iodamoeba buchleii. So Iodamoeba buchleii has trophozoite with achromatic granules. So trophozoite with achromatic granules. And it is described as bouquet of flowers. Okay? Bouquet of flowers. And then its cyst has characteristic glycogen granules. Or glycogen vacuoles. Okay? So as you can see, these are the trophozoite and cystic stages. Diba? E. histolytica, dispar, and Moshkovsky, they are morphologically indistinguishable. So same sila ng trophozoite and cyst. So diba quadrinucleated cyst. For E. coli, 8 nuclei in their cyst. Okay? Then Entamoeba hartmanni is the same as Entamoeba histolytica but small race, so maliit siya. And Iodamoeba buchleii, diba, as you can see, there are granules or vacuoles na parang mga spaces in its cytoplasm. Okay? So let us now go into the free-living pathogenic amoebae or opportunistic amoebae. Okay, so the free-living pathogenic amoebae inhabits the central nervous system. So, ang kanilang habitat is the nervous system, sa brain, spinal cord, so nandyan sila. And it does not indicate fecal contamination. Kasi diba, you can get the free-living pathogenic amoebae like Naegleria and Acanthamoeba. You can get them through swimming in fresh water during hot summer weather. Okay? So the first of them is Naegleria fowleri. So Naegleria fowleri is the causative agent of primary amoebic meningitis or PAM. So Naegleria fowleri, causative agent of primary amoebic meningitis or PAM. It is acquired when swimming during hot weather in brackish or fresh water. Okay? So, hindi siya nakukuha sa fecal contamination. It is usually yan dyan sa mga springs, sa mga hot springs. They can be contracted through that. So, sila, yung mga amoeba, they will pass through your nose papunta sa iyong central nervous system. So that's how they infect human hosts. So there are two morphologic forms. So the first morphologic form has blunt pseudopodia, trophozoite form, and is found in CSF and tissues. So, di ba nakikita mo, blunt pseudopodia. So, ano ba ang may blunt pseudopodia, di ba? Amoeba. So, this form is amoeboid form. Next is the pear-shaped with two anterior flagella, and it is the swimming form found in CSF. So, flagella, flagellate form. So as you can see, ito yung swimming form. So ito yung nakikita mo doon sa mga brackish or freshwater, yung flagellate form. Meanwhile, the amoeboid form is the invasive form kasi diba it can be found in the tissues. So pseudopodia, amoeboid form, and flagella, flagellate with two anterior flagella. So, di ba, both amoeba and flagellate siya. So, what is the treatment for Naegleria fowleri? So, the treatment for Naegleria fowleri is amphotericin B. So, amphotericin B. Yan talaga yung mainstay treatment niya. But you can also use clotrimazole and azithromycin. So you can see, di ba, ito na yung forms niya sa baba. So there is the cystic form, the amoeboid form with pseudopodia, and the flagellate form, which is the swimming form. It has two anterior flagella, as you can see. So the amoeboid form is found in CSF and tissues, and the flagellate form is found in CSF. Okay, understand? So let's now go to the Acanthamoeba species. So Acanthamoeba species. The most common species is Acanthamoeba polyphaga. Okay? Acanthamoeba polyphaga. That is the most common species. So it is the causative agent of GAE. So what is the meaning of GAE? Granulomatous amoebic encephalitis. So Naegleria fowleri, primary amoebic meningitis or meningoencephalitis, while Acanthamoeba species or Acanthamoeba polyphaga, GAE, granulomatous amoebic encephalitis. Okay? So, contaminated contact lens solutions will present with keratitis. Yun yung tinatawag nilang Acanthamoeba keratitis. So, you can actually get Acanthamoeba from contaminated contact lens solutions. Okay? So, there are two forms, the trophozoite and the cyst. So, the trophozoite has spiny filaments for locomotion. It has a single large nucleus with large contractile vacuoles. Diba? You will use contractile vacuoles to prevent changes in osmotic pressure. Kasi diba nasa water sila, so it needs contractile vacuoles. And next, for the cyst, it has a double-walled wrinkled cyst. Tingnan niyo yung picture sa baba, di ba? Double-walled, two walls, while it is wrinkled. So, wrinkled cyst. Okay? So, it is associated with contact lenses. So, its clinical manifestations, so you can write this down. Clinical manifestations include ataxia and hemiparesis. So, di ba, nasa central nervous system, so it can interfere with how you walk, and it can cause paralysis. So hemiparesis, paralysis of one side of the body. Next is amoebic keratitis. So yun na yung sinasabi ko na Acanthamoeba keratitis. So when you acquire Acanthamoeba in contaminated contact lens solution. Then corneal ulcer, sclerosis, and blindness. So, Yan yung mga clinical manifestations of the Acanthamoeba species. So what can you use to culture Acanthamoeba species? So you can use PYGC medium. So for culture, PYGC means proteose peptone, yeast extract, glucose, and cysteine. So proteose peptone, yeast extract, glucose, and cysteine. Okay? And its treatment is SXP, or sulfamethoxazole trimethoprim. Sulfamethoxazole trimethoprim. Okay? So, okay na? So now, we are done with the amoeba. So let's go to the ciliates. Okay? So Balantidium coli. So Balantidium coli is the largest protozoan parasite affecting humans. So di ba siya yung pinakamalaking intestinal protozoan parasite? It is the only significant ciliate. It is the only pathogenic ciliate. This is due to hyaluronidase. So hyaluronidase will digest the epithelium of the large intestine. Okay? The reservoir hosts of Balantidium coli are pigs. So reservoir hosts of Balantidium coli are pigs. So its mode of transmission is ingestion of cysts. So ingestion of cysts with contamination of swine feces. Kasi diba, pigs ang reservoir host ng Balantidium coli. And its characteristic motility is thrown ball motility or rolling ball motility. Thrown ball or rolling ball motility. Okay? So its infective stage is cyst. Infective stage is the cyst, while its diagnostic stage is both the cyst and the trophozoid. Okay? So there are two forms of the Balantidium coli. So first is the trophozoid. The trophozoid, there are also two forms of the trophozoid. So the kidney-shaped vegetative trophozoid is called as macronucleus, while the dot-like reproductive nucleus is the micronucleus. So don't forget, Balantidium coli has two types of nuclei. Macronucleus, kidney-shaped, vegetative, micronucleus, dot-like, reproductive. Okay? And for the cyst, it is non-motile and double-walled enclosing the cilia. The cyst also has the macronucleus and the contracting vacuole. So again, infective stage, cyst, diagnostic stage, cyst, and trophozoid. Okay? So next, its clinical manifestations are balantidial dysentery, so balantidial dysentery, and ulceration with round face and wide neck. So round face and wide neck, also called as wine glass ulceration. So ano nga yung flask-shaped ulceration? Di ba flask-shaped ulceration is Entamoeba histolytica, while round base and wide neck or wine glass ulceration is Balantidium coli. Okay, so the treatment is tetracycline, metronidazole, and iodoquinol. So, how does Balantidium coli reproduce? So it reproduces through transverse binary fission. So you can put it there. Transverse binary fission and conjugation. Kasi diba, it has its micronucleus for reproduction. So it can also reproduce through conjugation. So tingnan nyo yun nasa baba, diba? There is the macronucleus, which is a kidney-shaped vegetative nucleus, and the micronucleus in which a dot-like or reproductive nucleus. Okay? So we're done with Balantidium coli.